Hello, what's up YouTube? This is Champion Marks here for another Pokemon Black and White narrated Wi-Fi battle. Yesterday I was a little bored of like OU, so yeah, I thought I'd try something a little different, so I decided to bust out some Ubers. So let's see how this goes. And if you can't tell by the screen, I've actually found something on the internet where you can change the versus recorder background, so that's pretty awesome. But anyway, let's get started. So this was versus one of my friends that I talked to a lot on Poke Battlers, Zap Chat. His name is MultiWhite97. He's pretty awesome. So anyway, I lead off with my Deoxys, and I go for a taunt, expecting him to go straight for Dark Void, maybe a trick. But he just decides to go straight out for the attacking move for the Dark Pulse, and that is going to do a shit ton and bring me down to my Sash, which is not the best thing in the world, because that means that I don't get to lay down my Stealth Rocks and Spikes. I only get to lay down my Stealth Rocks, but, you know, not that bad, because I do still get those entry hazards out there, and that is going to help somewhat. So he just decides to go for an Ice Beam to kill me off, I guess. Thinking maybe I'd save my Deoxys for later and switch into a Dragon or something, but it doesn't work out that way. But yeah, I just sacrificed my Deoxys because I know it's not going to be that much more useful, and I do want my Stealth Rocks out there as much as possible because I did see a Lugia on his team, and if it is the multi-scale set that people are running, it may prove a little hard to get rid of if I don't have those rocks out there. But it's just the pressure set, and I got my Reshiram out here. I'm thinking, okay, it's Reshiram. It's got to have at least some power to it, so I'm going to go for the Draco Meteor, wanting to take out his Darkrai, but he goes into his Lugia, takes that Draco Meteor amazingly well. Then again, it's a Lugia. It's really massively special defense bulky. Even though I did actually think it would do more than that, but this is Choice Scarf, not Choice Specs, so it's understandable. I go out into my Lugia, because I'm thinking that Multi is probably just going to go for a Roost to get his HP back, and I'm thinking I'm going to go for Toxic on his Lugia, because this thing is bulky as all freaking get out, so getting that Toxic on him is going to help. And for some reason, I was thinking that he didn't have Toxic, because, well, most of the Lugias that I've seen on, like, YouTube videos and stuff, they're usually dual screeners, maybe trick choice specs, but he actually does have the Toxic, and yeah, that kind of sucks, because my Lugia is the multi-scale set, and that means that I'm not going to be able to get to use my ability, but whatever, this Lugia really, yeah, it's not going to be too important in this match. I get the Toxic on his Lugia, which is good, because Toxic and the Stealth Rocks is out, while on my side, I only have the Toxic. But whatever. I'm still going to decide to switch out here, because, yeah, I really don't want to stay in on his Lugia too much, because he might set up some sort of screens, and maybe, I don't know, but do something bad, but he just decides to go straight out for the attacking Power Blast, and I switch into my Steel Arceus, me, because Arceus is like the best Uber ever, and it's Lugia. Unless it has, I don't know, Fire Blast, which I doubt that I can learn, it's not going to be able to touch me. Could have Earth Power, maybe, but it's showing Toxic, so there's no way it's Calm Mindset. He just decides to go out in his Mewtwo, and I really wasn't sure what to expect from this Mewtwo, although I was thinking probably Aura Sphere. I wanted to get up some Cosmic Powers because, yeah, I wanted to see if I could get up as much defense as possible, and try and go for the defense sweep right off the bat. But he brings out this Mewtwo. I'm kind of scared of this thing because could be running Fire Blast, could be running Aura Sphere. I just decided to go out Reshiram because if I remember right, Reshiram has decent special defense, so it can take an Aura Sphere. And if it goes for Fire Blast, it's double resisted. But it goes for Earthquake, and I'm like, lol, your bulk upset. I can live that because Mewtwo's physical attack is shit. But I'm like, holy crap, you got a crit on me, and he didn't. And I was in the chat, and I was just like, how did you kill me? And Multi was like, lol, I'm banded. I'm just like, ha ha ha, thanks for telling me that, you idiot, and I go into my Rayquaza because it's immune to Earthquake, so yeah, he's going to need to switch out because he is banded, and I'm going to get a free Dragon Dance up, which is awesome because, yeah, with that Dragon Dance up, even if he has a Choice Scarf, I'm easily going to outspeed it, and my Outrage is going to be doing a shit ton. He decides to switch out and use Giratina, I'm guessing because he thought he could live a hit from me, but I'd just go for the Dragon Dance, try and get my attack up as much as possible before something gay happens, like this thing coming in and trying to Will-O-Wisp me, but yeah. The Stealth Rock's damage, it does a good chunk to it, and I'm not sure if I can KO with Outrage, but I decided to go for the Outrage to try and kill it, because it is Giratina and it's bulky as hell, but I'm +1 Rayquaza with Life Orb. So yeah, that super effective Outrage actually does manage to take out his max defense Giratina, which is surprising, but not that surprising. Now he just decides to send his Dialga. I'm guessing he thinks maybe this thing can take hit, but considering his Giratina, he said it was physically defensive. I'm guessing this is specially defensive, maybe the bulk upset, but I'm just going to go for the Outrage again because I'm locked into it, and though Dialga is incredibly bulky and is not super effectively hit like Giratina was, it is going to die to a single Outrage, which is pretty darn awesome because I am just melting through this guy's team with my Rayquaza, because Rayquaza is to #1, because yeah, 3rd Gen was my favorite game, and this is pretty much my favorite Uber, aside from Arceus. He decides to bring in his Rayquaza, and he was actually amazed that I somehow outsped him, but I was like, dude, I have Dragon Dance and I'm Jolly Nature, so I'm guessing, since he was surprised by it, it was either a speed tie, because he was Jolly Choice Scarf, or he was Adamant Choice Scarfed, and I just outsped him anyway, but yeah, that was pretty cool, because I basically just ripped through half of his team with just one Pokemon, but now my Outrage does end, and I do get the confusion. He decides to bring his Darkrai, and I'm just like, okay, come on, Rayquaza, you're awesome. You can get through the confusion, please? Yeah, you can probably tell by how much longer this video is once once I get it up on YouTube, you can tell that I hurt myself. And, yeah, he Ice Beams me to the face, and my Rayquaza's sweep is ended. Aww. Black Rayquaza is so awesome, but anyway. Now, I believe I decided to go into my Mewtwo here because I was pretty confident that Mewtwo was faster than Darkrai, because if I remember, Darkrai has like 125 base speed, Mewtwo has like 130 something, I don't know. But I just decided to go for the Aura Sphere. He brings in his Lugia because Lugia is to 4x resists of Aura Sphere, but yeah, not exactly that great for him, because he does take the Stealth Rock's damage and the Toxic damage along with my Aura Sphere. Then again, the Aura Sphere damage probably wasn't even worth just being there, because I'm pretty sure Leftovers gets rid of it. And I just take Life Orb damage, but whatever. Now here, I don't want to reveal to him yet that I have Ice Beam, or nor do I want to get statuses in any way, but yeah, I just decided to switch out. I believe I go into my Arceus again to try and wall this thing, because I know the only attacking move it has is probably Aeroblast, and that's not going to do anything to my Arceus, because it is Steel. He decides to go for Light Screen, and I'm like, okay, my special moves aren't going to be doing as much, so I don't want to send in Mewtwo right now. I want to kind of just try and stall out the Light Screen as long as I can, so yeah, then I can send in Mewtwo to sweep. Here, I'm predicting he's going to switch out back into his Darkrai, try and get Dark Void off, maybe, so I do decide to go for the Toxic. Funny thing, I was actually supposed to have Roar on this Arceus instead of Toxic, but you know, that mistake actually turned out to help me in this match, because I get the Toxic off on his Darkrai, so even if this thing does decide to do Dark Void, Nasty Plot shenanigans, it's gonna die pretty quickly. But yeah, I don't want Arceus to fall asleep, because I do want to keep this thing around for a check to Lugia, just in case. So I decide to switch into my Lugia, because my Lugia, just like his, is poisoned, so the Dark Void is not going to do anything to it, because you can't have two statuses at the same time, but yeah. And here, this turn right now is pretty lulzy, because yeah, he's gonna go for the Dark Void, and thinking, you know, I'm max special defense Lugia. I can take that pretty well, despite the fact that it's Darkrai and it is super effective. But yeah, he goes for the Dark Void, and it does a shit ton of damage. At first I was thinking like, holy crap, Darkrai is powerful, but then I see that he got a crit, and I'm like, lol, facepalm. But I just go for the Dragon Tail, because I really don't want this Darkrai in here right now, and I actually get a return crit on him, so ha ha ha, lol, crit for crit. But that brings his Mewtwo out here. I want to see what this Mewtwo is going to lock itself into, and possibly get a hit off it with my Lugia, so I just decided to keep my Lugia in here, see what he's going to go for. He's probably going to go for, I don't know, maybe Ice Punch or Zen Headbutt for the, like, I don't know, whatever reason. But instead, he just decides to go for the Drain Punch for the incredibly minimal HP he's going to get back from it. But, yeah, I guess that'll heal Stealth Rock damage, maybe, but whatever. Lugia goes down, it did its job, it got a Toxic on his Lugia, and now his Light Screen wears off, which is awesome, because that means I can bring my Mewtwo back in here, and basically destroy most of his Pokemon. Now, he is locking the Drain Punch, so I know he's not going to stay in. He's probably going to go back out to his Lugia to try and wall me, so I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam, because the best thing I have to hit Lugia with, because Aura Sphere is X4 resisted, and Psycho Break is ×2 resisted. And I don't know why, but I just really didn't want to stay in and try and get a Calm Mind up, because Wait, I have seen Darkrai change moves, so I know it's not Choice Scarf. What am I saying? I probably should have went for Calm Mind there, but whatever, it really doesn't matter. Anyway, I just take some Life Orb damage. He goes back out and use Darkrai, and I do look up on Cerebi, make sure if I'm fast or not, and I am, which is good, because that means this Darkrai's not going to be able to kill me, which, yeah, basically means that I win, as long as I can kill his Mewtwo, because, yeah. Mewtwo does have some decent bulk, because most Ubers do have pretty impressive in all stats, but I'm pretty confident that Ice Beam can kill it. And he also tells me that he's adamant, so I am going to outspeed. So yeah, he just gets his pressure out there. I'm gonna go for the Ice Beam, and I'm like, yay, I win! But, yeah. It's going down, 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 and he epic lives my attack. And I'm like, ah, shit, now I lost, because you're gonna go for the Banded Earthquake, and that's probably gonna kill my Arceus too. But then I epic live the Banded Earthquake, and I'm like, oh my god, that is just so awesome. And I decided to just go for Side Strikes, because, you know, why not? It's the final move of his Mewtwo, but, yeah, so his Mewtwo goes down, I win the match, and my Mewtwo feels like being emo for killing his own kind, and kills itself with a Flight Orb. So that is 1-0. Only thing I got left is my Arceus. That was a really awesome match, multi. Hope we can play some more again later, but yeah, this is Champion Marks, signing out.